There, everybody. Melanie's rinsing some chocolate mint that I just pulled out of the herb bed. We got some chocolate mint fudge. We got some heavy whipping cream. And we are going to make real homemade ice cream tonight. Do you know what you're doing?
Yes.
Oh. You're making this up as you go, though, right?
Yes.
Do you know what you're doing? Good. You're making this up as you go, right? It turned into solids in the machine. I didn't expect that to happen.
We can add a little bit.
We're going to have to add milk. Okay, it thickened up. It turned into whipped cream, which I guess is okay. So now we're going to have to add some milk, and then we'll get our ice cream making kit out. We have a Donvier ice cream maker, which we paid $2 for at a garage sale. And this is a hand crank ice cream maker, and I hope the insert is in the freezer. Yes? Okay. So we'll get this out and set it up while Melanie's finishing the mixing of the ingredients. Main tub, and then it's just a couple extra pieces and a gasket. So I'm going to put the frozen tray in here. Now I'm going to have to do that off camera because I'm holding the camera with one hand. I have to make sure I don't freeze my fingers to the thing. So I'm going to grab some kind of a mitt to put it in here. Frozen tray is in there. Now that just sits in the freezer until you're ready to use it. And then I have to insert the gasket, which is going to take both my hands and some time. It's a tight fit, so I'll be back in a minute. Putting the seal on is a lot of work, but I've got that in there. Now we're ready for the ingredients, which Melanie's going to put in. She's added some milk, and it's whipped cream at this time. So it's already sort of thick because she's whipped it in the machine. Generally, you would not whip it in the mixer. In retrospect, Melanie, we should have whipped the milk with the ingredients and then put in the heavy cream. But it's going to turn out alright. I think this is going to make it just turn out a lot faster this way.
Yeah, I think so too.
So we put all the ingredients in there, but we used the blender because we used real chocolate mint. And that's going to give it a very cold, biting, minty flavor. It's going to be really good. I think we have room for more. You want to use the rest of that one batch of cream and more milk?
We can do that.
Make it a full batch.
Or just...
Are you? Oh, you're just waiting to rinse? Now I put in the mixing paddle. Get into here. Try to find the bottom. And then I put on the gasket and the lid. And then the lid will turn into place. Actually, I think the gasket goes in through the middle. And then the lid will set in here and then twist into place, which I'll have to do with two hands. Be right back. And then the handle goes in, and then all you do is crank it. Now it's starting to freeze already to the bottom because it took us a few minutes or a couple seconds here to get this going. So I've got to break this free. I have to do this two hands. I'll be right back. Okay, now you don't want to mix this fast or heavy. You just want to mix the ingredients up, stir it until everything's mixed in. You see it turn more liquid once I got the ingredients broke up in there and mixed in. There is a chunk though, but hopefully that'll mix itself in a minute. Once I get the ingredients mixed, then you only stir this every couple minutes. You let it sit for a few minutes and you stir it a few times around. It's a really, really simple process with this type of ice cream maker. Very simple. And this will give us, in a full container, will give Melanie and I a total of 4 servings. For a normal family, probably about 6 or 8, but we like our ice cream. And since it's all natural and healthy ingredients that we put in ourselves, there's a lot less guilt associated with having the ice cream. So now I'm going to let that sit a minute. Hopefully that chunk will work itself out eventually, because it takes time. Now we'll come back to this from time to time. I'm just going to let it sit, and then the frozen container on the outside does its work. And then every once in a while you just give it a crank, about 5, 10, 20 cranks, and then let it sit for a few minutes. And really, the less cranking you do, the better, they say, according to the instructions. Getting thicker. Oops, it's sticking since I was about to grab the camera. Hope you can see that. Whoops. Steaming up on me. It's getting thicker and thicker. Starting to look like ice cream. So, and it's only been, Melanie, what would you figure, 10 minutes while we were looking for something to watch on Amazon?
Yeah.
Probably because she whipped it in the blender, which is not the standard policy. It is thickening faster. So maybe we'll try that again next time. This is not our first time doing this. That's why Melanie just threw things together in the kitchen without paying attention to what she was doing. Melanie. And made this. So, and it's getting higher up in the container. See that as it freezes, Melanie? So anyway, I'm not going to stir it much. I'm just occasionally, seriously, just occasionally I'll spin this like 4 or 5 times around, leave it for a couple minutes, and spin it again. The only issue you have is to make sure it doesn't stick to the walls and then jam it up. So it really is easy to work with, and super fast ice cream maker. I am impressed with this. Best $2 we spent in a while, eh, Melanie? And how much do we save on ice cream now? I don't know, but it's healthier, and we eat a lot of ice cream. I know, we're bad. Hi guys, just minutes later. Let me see if I can hold this with my legs and show you. Holding the camera with one hand and the ice cream thing with another hand. It's getting really thick now, see that? Turning out really thick, look at that. I sometimes go forward and backwards so it doesn't overflow. I'm gonna have to set this on the floor. Hey guys, it's just mere minutes later and it's really getting thick now. Look at that. Look at that. It looks like ice cream now. I'm turning it awkwardly because normally I would hold the handle with one hand and crank this spinner with another. It's not hard at all, actually. Look at how thick that's getting now. Look at that. I like when it starts to scoop. Here we go. I got it so it sits stable. Look at that thick stuff. Looking good. Looking like ice cream. So, we're almost there. Now you can let it thicken up as much as you want or as little as you want. I like it a little bit softer myself anyway for eating. So I usually let my ice cream sit out a few minutes before I start digging into it. It's easier to eat. But that's just me. Anyway, I'm going to do a few more minutes of sitting. Look at how thick that's getting, Melanie. Look at that, see? It's still soft, see? It's a little bit soft. So we'll let it thicken up a few minutes more, and we'll come back when we're done, guys. But you don't really stir it much. I just then settle it down level by cranking it back and forth a couple spins. And it's also getting thicker. It's rising up in there. So we're going to have ice cream tonight. Now it's definitely solid enough to be called ice cream. Look at that. It's taking shape and holding its shape. If that shows up well. Look at that. We are going to have ice cream, Melanie. I will pass this on to Melanie, and we'll get this on our plates. Melanie laughs. She's excited. That, guys. Ooh. I'm going to cheat, Melanie. Oh, it didn't get on my finger. Can barely taste it. Alright, I'm going to have to wait. Ooh, look. Look at that. Works. It works. Well, I'm not going to show you the portions we're going to eat, people. That's embarrassing. So that's it. Troy and Melanie from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Good night.